Hi everyone. Today we are going to simplify one of the most commonly misunderstood topics in pharmaceutical compliance, the difference between GMP, GLP, and GCP. These three regulatory frameworks govern different stages of drug development, yet they are often confused with one another. This session will provide a practical understanding of how each regulation fits into the overall life cycle of a pharmaceutical product. Why this training matters: understanding these regulations is critical because each one controls a specific phase of development. Confusing them can lead to compliance failures, project delays, regulatory actions, and serious risks to patient safety. Our goal today is to clearly identify the unique role of each regulation and understand when it applies. By the end of this session, you should have a practical framework to determine which regulation governs your activities. Let us begin with GLP, good laboratory practice. GLP focuses on non-clinical laboratory studies conducted before human trials begin. These studies typically include animal testing, chemical analysis, and in vitro experiments. The purpose of GLP is to ensure that safety data generated in the laboratory is reliable, reproducible, and fully traceable. Regulatory agencies rely on this data to determine whether a product is safe enough to move into human testing. For example, toxicology studies performed under GLP conditions provide credible safety data for regulatory review. Next is GCP, good clinical practice. GCP governs all clinical trials involving human participants. Its primary objective is to protect the rights, safety, and well-being of trial subjects while ensuring the scientific integrity of the study. GCP covers trial design, ethical approval, informed consent, monitoring, documentation, and reporting. Compliance ensures that clinical data is credible and acceptable to regulators. For example, adherence to GCP in Phase 2 or Phase 3 trials ensures patient safety and produces reliable efficacy data. Now let us look at GMP, good manufacturing practice. GMP focuses on the manufacturing, processing, packaging, and storage of pharmaceutical products. Its purpose is to ensure that every batch of product is consistently produced and controlled according to quality standards. GMP covers facility conditions, equipment qualification, personnel training, sanitation, and detailed documentation. For example, GMP compliance prevents contamination and ensures batch-to-batch consistency for both clinical supplies and commercial products. Each regulation governs a different phase of the product lifecycle and has a different primary focus. GLP applies to preclinical laboratory studies and emphasizes data integrity and traceability. GCP applies to clinical trials and focuses on patient safety and ethical conduct. GMP applies to manufacturing activities and prioritizes product quality and process control. In simple terms, the regulatory focus progresses logically from laboratory data to human trials to product production. How they work together: although GLP, GCP, and GMP are distinct, they are not isolated. They form a sequential compliance chain that protects public health from discovery to final product. GLP ensures reliable safety data. GCP ensures ethical and credible clinical results. GMP ensures safe and high-quality products for patients. If compliance fails at any stage, the entire chain is compromised, putting data credibility, patient safety, or product quality at risk. There are several common mistakes organizations make. One is confusing GLP with GMP, applying manufacturing standards to laboratory studies or vice versa. Another is overlooking GCP requirements, such as proper informed consent or adequate trial monitoring, which can invalidate clinical data. A third major issue is underestimating GMP documentation requirements. Incomplete records are among the most frequent causes of regulatory warning letters and product recalls. Regulators often identify documentation failures and consent deficiencies as primary violations. Practical tips for compliance: to maintain compliance, start by identifying which regulation applies to your project phase before work begins. Documentation must be tailored to the specific requirements of that framework. Training should be role-specific rather than generic, ensuring each team member understands their responsibilities. Regular internal audits or mock inspections help identify gaps early and prevent regulatory findings. Proactive preparation is always more effective than reactive correction. Let us summarize. GLP governs preclinical safety studies and focuses on data integrity. GCP governs clinical trials and focuses on ethics and patient protection. GMP governs manufacturing and focuses on product quality and process control. Individually, each regulation serves a specific purpose. Together, they form a unified system that protects public health from initial research to the pharmacy shelf. Understanding their scope is not only a compliance requirement, It is a professional responsibility for everyone working in the pharmaceutical field. Thank you for your attention. Before we conclude, let us take a moment to address any questions or clarify any points that may still be unclear. Your understanding of these regulations is essential for ensuring safe, ethical, and high-quality pharmaceutical development.